Your guardian angels have a message for you today, and it's something that might bring a mix of emotions to the surface. It's about someone from your past, someone who once meant the world to you. You've always been helpful to a fault, but now it's your turn to receive the love you've always given. The angels say, there's a particular person who used to have a special place in your heart. You may not talk anymore or even cross paths, but they've never forgotten you. In fact, they've been doing everything they can to move on, but the truth is, they haven't been able to. They thought time and distance would help. They believed distraction and routine would be enough to let go. But recently, something shifted. They realized they still want you in their life, not just as a memory, but for real. Let that sink in. They've been carrying the weight of your absence quietly, like a song stuck in their head that only makes sense when they think of you. Maybe they tried to rewrite their story with someone else, or filled their calendar so full that silence couldn't creep in. But it did, especially late at night or in the in-between moments when life slowed down just enough for their heart to speak up. And every time it did, it whispered your name. Can you feel it? That familiar pull, like your heart is being gently tapped on the shoulder. That's not a coincidence. That's the ripple of connection refusing to fade. You have always had a way of leaving people better than you found them. It's no wonder you've stayed with them, long after the last word was spoken. And maybe part of you has felt it too. I repeat, you've always been helpful to a fault, but now it's your turn to receive the love you've always given. This person remembers how much better life felt when you were part of it. They felt supported, seen, and genuinely happy. Not everyone gets to feel the kind of connection in their lifetime, the kind where you don't have to explain yourself because the other person just gets you. You brought that to them. Your energy had a way of creating calm in the chaos, light in the heaviness. They didn't just feel loved by you, they felt understood. And that's the kind of presence a person never truly forgets. You made them feel like their best self, and they genuinely believed your connection was unshakable. To them, the bond was rare, maybe even once in a lifetime. But life has a way of throwing things off course. Something unexpected happened. Something neither of you planned for, and it pulled you apart. Sometimes life throws us storms that shake even the strongest foundations. Maybe it was timing, maybe it was circumstance, or maybe it was one of those lessons that had to come dressed as loss. Whatever it wasn't a reflection of your worth or theirs. It was simply a moment too heavy for who you both were at the time, and that's okay. Growth often begins in the places where things fall apart. You did what you had to do to protect your heart. So did they. Two people doing the best they could with the tools they had. That's not failure, that's survival. And survival is messy. It's not about making perfect choices. It's about getting through the day, even when your heart is still holding on to something beautiful that you had to let go of. After the breakup, they made the choice to keep moving forward. Sitting in the pain wasn't something they could do for long. They thought pushing ahead was the brave thing to do. So that's what they did. They tried to make a life that didn't include you, one that functioned, even if it wasn't full of joy. On the surface, they seemed okay. They smiled in photos, showed up to obligations, and even laughed at the right times. but it was all just noise layered over a quiet ache. No matter how much they tried to drown it out, there were moments, fleeting but powerful, when your memory cut through everything. Like when a certain scent brought back a night you once shared, or a laugh reminded them of yours. It was never about nostalgia. It was about something unfinished. Maybe you felt it too. That strange sense that someone somewhere was thinking about you. That's the thing about true connection. It doesn't need constant contact to stay alive. It lingers in the heart space, quietly waiting. And even if they never said a word, even if they kept their distance, part of them was always wondering if you were okay, and if you ever missed them too. For a while, it worked, or at least they thought it did. But deep down, you were still there. Not in the day-to-day details, but in the quiet moments. In the memories, in the songs, places, and passing thoughts. You never truly left. Isn't it wild how a memory can feel like a touch? How something as simple as a breeze or a certain time of day can carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. If you've ever had your heart stir for no obvious reason, maybe that was it. Maybe your soul was responding to theirs, because even if your minds were apart, your hearts never fully let go. Eventually, they had to face the truth. They never really wanted things to end. They were just afraid. They were focused on survival, not repair. In trying to protect themselves, they let something beautiful slip away. Now, with more clarity and more maturity, they see it. They see how they let fear and pride guide their choices. They know they didn't fight for you the way they should have. And that realization has changed them. They've done some serious self-work, and part of that journey has led them to one conclusion: they still love you. Very soon, they're going to reach out, not with grand promises or perfect words, but with honesty. They want to know where you stand, if there's a space in your heart that still has room for them. You've always had a deep emotional intelligence, a quiet strength. It's part of what made you unforgettable in the first place. So, trust that part of you now. The part that knows when something feels real. The part that knows how to protect your peace while still being open to love. Because whatever you choose from here, it's not about going backward. It's about deciding what your heart is ready for now. If there is, just know this: the path won't be perfectly smooth, but it will be real. And together, you can rebuild something even stronger than before. This concludes the message from your guardian angels. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, guide them as they stand at the threshold of old love and new possibility, when memory meets renewal. Let their heart be softened by truth, not weighed down by fear, and give them the clarity to recognize what is real and worth reclaiming. May they receive the love they once gave so freely, with wisdom forged in growth and grace. Amen. Take a moment to really sit with this. Life doesn't always give second chances, but when it does, they're usually worth exploring. And remember, no matter what comes next, everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Type 111 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone that you haven't met. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?